So we're coming to the next point. That is open technology in general. I'm going to launch a poll for that in a moment, and we're going to start with a small point of view of Koen to introduce this last talking point of today.
The real innovative stuff won't come just from one technology.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always going to be a combination of different technologies where obviously networks are going to be crucial.
Yep.
Speed of networks and reliability of networks also.
Yep.
Security of networks is going to become more and more important. The intelligence also to adapt also the ecological footprint of networks. We often say in some countries people are against 5G.
Yep.
Well, if you look at the electric consumption of 5G, it's a fraction of what it is for 4G.
So you say the innovation is coming off the combination of different technologies, 5G and IoT and artificial intelligence and
I think it's about, we call it ambient connectivity. So
mm-hmm.
it's an augmented connectivity and where you have indeed much more intelligence in your connectivity, much more intelligence in your services with AI, obviously.
So where are the most interesting new combinations, let's say, of technology? Angela, what are the people playing with? And of course, we need to bring in 5G in the discussion at this moment. What's the latest in this development area?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Hendrik, the examples that I gave earlier are probably a great combination of those different technologies. So absolutely plays into that point that it's not just one technology, it's a combination of all of them together. And if you think about the connected ambulances, if you think about what we're doing with kind of agriculture and farming, if you think about smart cities, they're all combinations of having that great network to give speed and low latency, but then bringing in IoT or bringing in, virtual reality or augmented reality and bringing all of those things together to deliver those sort of end solutions. So I think that's absolutely right. That's where you'll see the power and of what technology can actually do will come from bringing those things together.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I learned out of all the interviews that we did is that we now are going into the era of zero energy objects. So we have objects, IoT objects in the field. We had the example from one of our CIOs that did this in Italy, in the Franciacorta, one of the best wine areas in Italy. And so they have IoT sensors in the vineyards. But what is cool is that they are now zero energy objects, so that get their energy, ambient energy, so that they have a lifespan. They don't need to be charged for a very, very long time. So that's a major shift, no?
Yeah. I mean, that's fantastic. I think some of the things one of the things I think I mentioned in the interview was around the sensors that we're trialing on bicycles to kind of understand a customer's journey when they're cycling, and where do they get stuck in traffic, where are the road conditions not good, and what are the things that influence the decisions they make about how they would cycle through a city that can then be fed back so that you could make improvements or changes in those spaces. And I think you could apply that to so many different use cases. So I think that's it's limitless in my mind. I'm sure there is a limit to it, but it doesn't feel like it at the moment.
So what's the technology you get most excited about, Glo? Where is your heart at the moment in that space?
I think, as Angela was saying, it feels like it's limitless, but everyone's still trying to figure out what are those use cases, and what is the high value that I can now bring to my customers as an SP out to the enterprise. And so we're asked often, who do you most connect with? What does the new stack of the future look like? And we're a platform, so we're API driven, and so we work with many in the ecosystem. And depending on region, latency, and all those kinds of things, we're asked this a lot, because most of our customers now, which are service providers, are looking for that stack for the future. And that best of breed evaluation is happening for every piece of, especially the new 5G stack. So what's my RAN going to be? What's my new core going to be? What is my new monetization engine going to be? And which ones do you work with? Which BSS systems do you work with? And we work with them all, including our competitors, which are more the legacy stack. So we've moved into the pure open technology arena. But so my favorite, of course, is monetization, because that's what we do. But really, in the end, it's about our customer's customer having a great experience. So that's how I'd answer that one, Hendrik.
Okay, now I've just launched a poll as well. So all the organizations, we're going through a technology transformation. We're going through a cultural transformation, but also technology transformation. So let's take the temperature on how we feel, how far we are in that area. And by the way, I got the feedback in the chat that when we said that on the cultural change, we're all there. The 9 people I was referring to, somebody said, "Oh, these are all red hat people that find that there." That was a nice comment. Okay, so at MTN, where's your heart beating for technology today, Charles?
Oh, that's a very big, broad question. I mean, if you look at, let's start maybe on the radio side. I mean, what we are planning around Open RAN, the whole disaggregation of the radio, bringing new suppliers. We're talking to the likes of Adios, Marvin near Rakuten. I had a call with Tariq from Rakuten this morning. You listen to what has been done there. It's just amazing. Then on the transmission side, again, disaggregation layer, we're doing a lot in that space as well. Then you go into the edge. That is still, has not started, but we are now framing it. What we're gonna do around mobile edge, particularly in a country like South Africa, where you've got, you've got good airports, you've got good ports, utility companies. I think there's an opportunity for many use cases around what you're going to do around industrial IoT and mobile edge, and of course also the device, which I call the home device, which I call the ultimate edge. Even in that space, there's going to be a lot of innovation on there, because now we're talking about mobile edge, but the device itself in the home is an edge device, and there's going to be a lot of innovation on there. So it's really, then you go into cloud. I mean, we are now moving our workloads into public, talking about hybrid cloud orchestration between public and private. We're moving talking about moving some of our network workloads into the cloud. We're working towards a cloud native core network. Analytics, we're bringing AI as well, bringing chatbot. It's a lot of stuff, So if you think about it, you don't even want to think about use cases, because like Angela was saying, it's limitless. For me, once you've got the capability, once you've got AI, you've got data lake, you can analyze, you've got cloud, so you've got service layer networks, anything is possible. I don't think we've even yet imagined the type of use cases that we are still going to do 5 years from now. It's a lot, so it's for now, it's just getting the plumbing right, making sure that my edge will work, making sure that my RAN works very well, disaggregating my core network, taking to the cloud, virtualizing it, and then watch the magic happens. Once I can create a service layer and orchestration layer, and make my network more open, create open APIs, especially even if you look at the 5G core. I mean, the 5G core is going to be API based. That's something that we don't have on the current core infrastructure. Even on that, exposing those assets on the core network, monetization, network as a service, it is unstoppable. It's just interesting that we have an opportunity at this stage to create this engineering layer and then create multiple services going forward.
Okay, we got another question from the audience here that Luc is going to bring in. I thought it was a very special, amazing question. Luc, go ahead, please.
One of our delegates today is wondering whether innovation and innovation management can be turned into an ISO process like quality. So there's an ISO norm out there already, ISO 56002 since 2019 around innovation management system. Is there any experience with such a thing, and do you believe that that's a valid approach?
I think the answer is no. So
I think it's a really interesting question that is worthy of ponder for sure.
Yeah, I mean, please go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking, I mean, I saw that on the chat. It's something to really to reflect on, but I think it sounds like the essence of the question is that there are standards and frameworks, sort of like, you do know an innovating company when you see one, but every innovation company has parameters. There are instruments within a company that innovates that has to be there for it to innovate, So I think that's something one to look for, because if you could do an assessment within organizations and say, why are we struggling to innovate? Then you can be able to tick against specific parameters and say, it's the culture, it's the processes, it's the structure, it's incentives, it's the communication. There is a case to actually tick those parameters and create this into a standard.